If there's a place to escape reality, this show is it. Each act of levitation, disappearance, or danger puts you more in touch with your childlike sense of awe, which is precisely what Andrew Spencer intended.
Andrew, how was the idea of the Illusionists born?
6 or 7 years ago when we planned it, we had nothing. All we did, we had an idea that we were going to do a magic show. So we were starting right from scratch. How do you go about selecting the acts? Good illusionists are actually quite hard to come by, so we have talent scouts basically that are looking for them all the time. So obviously when we created the first original Illusionists, we only needed 7 performers or 7 magicians. Now we've got multiple productions going on around the world, so our pool of illusionists has obviously had to grow, and so we invest a lot of time and effort in getting the best talent within the magic industry.
Among them is Ben Black, the weapon master, who made his name on America's Got Talent and bases his performance around one of history's most devastating weapons.
Ben, from watching you on TV to seeing you on stage is a whole different experience. I was genuinely shocked. What made the crossbow your weapon of choice?
It's a very ancient weapon. That's a weapon that's still cool today. And actually, it's become very popular in just like the last probably 8 or 10 years, you know, like with a lot of the zombie movies, they use a lot of crossbows in that. So that's one of the reasons why it got my focus and I wanted to use it for a performance like this.
Why do you think it suits the show?
I think it's the danger element definitely adds to it, because a lot of the magic illusions that we do and tricks, there's a lot of danger involved with those.
Well, it's definitely exciting and terrifying.
While Ben's daring throws you back in your chair, Darcy Oakes, the Grand Illusionist, draws you in with sleight of hand. The wonderfully frustrating thing about his performance is that he's doing it live right in front of you, and it's still impossible to figure out how.
Darcy, how much planning goes into your act, and does it require daily practice?
Yeah, I mean, especially in an environment like this where we're bringing the show to South Africa for the first time. It's a new group of people working together. There's definitely a large element of rehearsal and preparation required, but in terms of like the individual acts, that's a lifetime of work. So for me, it's never perfect and it's always being worked on.
What is your favorite illusion to perform?
My favorite illusion would be the bird act that I do. I've been working on this act like pretty much since I started doing magic, and yeah, it's one of those things I love doing it, because I mean, working with live animals, there's complications with that, if you will. They're alive and they can do whatever they want. They have a mind of their own, so it's, you know, a bit unpredictable, but I love doing it just from the reactions it gets. And when you see somebody working with something you know is uncontrolled, there's a cool dynamic there.
The mind-bending comedy in the show is delivered by Chris Cox, who specializes in audience participation.
So Jade, I'm the mentalist in The Illusionists, and I want to do some mind reading with you. And I want you to design your own clothing company. So here are 2 identical dressing rooms. This is where I'm going to be. Stand here and have a little look, and check that when I'm here, I can't see anything that's happening over here with you. So make sure there are no mirrors, there are no monitors, there's no trapdoors, there's no way to see through here.
That would be impossible.
Excellent. Okay, so come and join me over here.
All right.
This is your dressing room. For me to be able to read your mind, I need to make a physical connection with you. So take a step forward. To make this connection, I want you to take your hands like this, and then you're going to place them gently on the end of my nose. And then when you want, honk me.
Beep.
Oh, beautifully done. Okay, Jade, take a step back. I'll give you some privacy. Now, please take off a t-shirt that you do want to wear and put it on over what you're currently wearing. And once you've got that t-shirt on, just say yes, Chris, whichever one you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Chris.
Now, there's 6 different hats. Take off any hat you want, put it on your head when you're wearing a hat. Give me another Chris Cox, I'm wearing a hat.
Chris Cox, I'm wearing a hat.
Excellent. I want to try this. Will you tell everyone what star sign you are?
Aries.
Okay, good. Jade, we're doing really well here. I want you to take a prop. There's 6 different props in boxes. Take any one of those things, hold it in your right hand. When you're holding it, just say yes, Chris. So there's lots available to you. When you've got it, say yes, Chris.
Yes, Chris.
Good. Jade, strike a pose, because I'm going to reveal you in a second. But before I do, I want to check one thing. Honk, honk. You're Aries, so I think that's honk, honk. April?
I'm just before. I'm on the cusp of Aries.
You're on the
March.
cusp. Okay, so it'll be March, yes? And then honk, honk. March 22nd.
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay, good. In which case, I think that means actually you'll probably do this. Strike a pose. I will reveal you in 3, 2, 1.
You even did it backwards.
Yeah,
You
I
even
did.
No way.
I know, and you thought I was going to be rubbish.
So Chris, I mean, you are the mentalist.
Yes.
You are a man who reads minds,
Yeah.
but doesn't read minds. How does that work?
I am a mind reader who can't read minds. So I use all sorts of techniques. I use magic, I use psychology, I use body language, I use influencing, I use devilish good looks, and obviously lying, to make you think that I know what you're thinking.
So you've established that you need to have a connection
Yes.
with the people. You're not able to do it without.
No, I need that connection.
Is it a physical touch? Is it eye contact?
So it's a mix of everything. For me, I'll do lots of eye contact, lots of body language reading, but for me, I get the best results when I make a physical connection. And the fun thing that I get to do here in South Africa with the Illusionists is make that physical connection as stupid and varied as possible. So my favorite thing to do is think of funny ways to make physical connections with people. So some of the things I do are disgusting, but hilarious.
The showman Mark Kalin began with close hand magic, but when he met the conjuress Ginger Lee, they expanded into grand acts of illusion, like making a jumbo jet disappear before an audience. Awarded Magicians of the Year, the highest honor in magic, their show is pure theater.
Ginger and Mark, you're celebrating your wedding anniversary. How long have you been together?
We've been together for 26 years, just a little over 26 years.
But it's gone by like 24.
We will have been married for 24, coming up on March 5th.
Tell us about your act.
Our big area of magic is grand illusion, but we like to mix it up with all sorts of things. We both perform magic. Ginger does something called the floating ball, which is a very beautiful classic illusion, but she brings something brand new to it. We do a rendition of the original sawing a woman in half, just the exact way they did it when it was first invented around the turn of the century, about 1910, by a magician named P.T. Selbit. And I also get a chance to do the first trick that I ever learned, which is a sleight of hand trick with white billiard balls.
What can we expect when coming to see the show?
I think the show has a little bit of something for everyone in it, whether you're young or young at heart, that pleases everybody. Plus there's some person or some aspect of the show that everyone's gonna love. You know, some people wanna laugh and they're gonna love Dave Williamson, who is our comedy magician. Some people wanna be thrilled and have that adrenaline, and there's Ben Black with the weapons. And sometimes people just wanna feel a sense of wonder, and that's where Mark and I come in.
After sold-out shows in Cape Town, you can catch these artists of the impossible at Monte Cassino's Teatro from now until Sunday, the 11th of March.